Well, the storms did finally come last night. They were brief but fairly intense. Honestly, if I'd known they were going to be as mild as they were, I wouldn't have raced across Albemarle Sound. Instead, I would have enjoyed a pleasant sail there. But, you know, you just never know. It could have been far worse, I guess. There were tornadoes in some places. Okay, so today we're heading for the town of Chesapeake, Virginia. We'll be taking whitetail out of North Carolina for the first time in a long time. So it's going to be a fairly uneventful trip. We're just leaving the canal now that connects the North River to the Currituck Sound. We're just entering the Currituck Sound now, and we'll continue north. The weather's looking mild. Today will be our final day completely within the Intracoastal Waterway, because tomorrow we'll reach Norfolk, Virginia, and leave the Intracoastal Waterway and head into the Chesapeake Bay. So today is our last day of total ICW travel. Let's see how it goes. And now we're in Virginia. Whitetail is out of North Carolina for the first time in 10 or 11 months. So this is the view back where we've come from in Currituck Sound. What's not apparent to the naked eye is that a lot of this is only 3 or 4 feet deep. And so a vessel such as ours has to stay in a narrow dredged channel. I say narrow, it's about 50 or 60 feet wide. Going outside of that channel could run you aground. We are currently heading towards the town of Chesapeake, Virginia. We are on the Albemarle and Chesapeake Canal, which is a part of the Intracoastal Waterway. We are having a very slow walk between two bridges. The bridges open at certain times, and there is just no point in racing from the first one to the second one just to sit there and wait for it to open. So we're going a nice leisurely 4.5 knots, I think, so that we get to the bridge when it's ready to open, instead of having to just sit there forever. So we've reached the Centerville Bridge, and we're waiting for the 3:30 opening. There's one vessel ahead of us, you can see there. It's kind of hard to make a sailboat sit still like this and wait. It tends to get pushed around by the wind and current. But Dan's a pretty skilled helmsman, and he's going to keep us on station here while we wait for the appointed opening. So tonight we're going to be spending a night on the free docks in the town of Chesapeake in the state of Virginia. There are various towns up and down the ICW that have provided free docks for boaters to use. Usually there are limited amenities, and usually there are restrictions about how long you're allowed to stay, all of which is fine. I'm just grateful to them that they do provide free docks. One issue with free docks is that, of course, they're unstaffed. So it's up to you to get yourself on and off the dock safely without scratching your boat all the way along the pilings and without damaging other boaters' vessels. So there's always a certain frisson of excitement as you approach. And we're all ready. We've got all of our fenders and lines out for a portside tie, and we would like to know if there are any spaces. You just never know. So we'll be going past, do a drive-by, see what spaces there are before we pick our spot and attempt to tie up. Well, we successfully made it onto the free dock here in Chesapeake, Virginia. It was not too difficult. What is a little difficult is that there's a huge step down from the boat deck to the ground, but we'll just have to try not to break an ankle. We've been for a nice meal ashore, and tomorrow we'll be setting out to leave the ICW and head into Chesapeake Bay.